Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike, the Biz, aka B-Tech Mike, I guess. I forgot to freaking change it on here. That's okay.
B-Tech Mike.
What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. This is DLP, the Deathlock Podcast, episode 5, and title for this stream is called John Cena's Heel Turn Already a Failure. So first of all, let's introduce ourselves. Again, I already introduced myself. We got Tito in the house. Tito, say what's up.
Oh, what's up to everybody? Resident wrestling fan here. So just ready to kind of get in on it and why it's a failure.
Right, let's get some music going on here also. Yeah, let's get some music going on here in the background also, just because, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Turn on some chill hop over here or something like that. I mean, I signed up for what do you call it, Restream, I guess.
Yeah. You did the upgrade.
Yeah, I did the upgrade, but it's like $20 a month, man. So I'm probably gonna cancel. But anyways, we'll get into that later. But yeah, welcome guys. Thanks again for joining in. I am multi-streaming on the Deathlock Podcast channel and the B-Tech channel, just for the heck of it, right? Just so you can get a little bit more viewers. So if you guys are tuning in afterwards, if you can comment in the tell section down below which channel you're watching on, whether it be the B-Tech channel or the Deathlock Podcast. Again, we are on the road to WrestleMania, WrestleMania 41, which is not looking very exciting at the moment, right?
Really?
Again, that's my opinion. I will get your take. It's not looking exciting for me, and I'll give you some reasons, right? But obviously, the main portion that we want to talk about here today is John Cena and his heel turn. This is something that you and I haven't really gotten into since the turn at Elimination Chamber. So I definitely, I saw your video on it already, so I know what your thoughts are. But again, I want to get your input and your intake on what's happened so far, and then I'll give you why I think it's a failure so far.
It's hard nowadays to talk about John Cena's heel turn, just because I don't know if you've seen this on Facebook. There's massive people that's like, when you can edit on WWE 2K25 or 2K24, and you can like set wrestlers as a tag team and then create a tag team entrance and everything. And there's just so many people that's putting The Rock and John Cena together and using the Miz and Maryse's entrance.
Oh yeah,
it's just too many of those videos.
Yeah, no. I'm seeing a lot of that going around ever since the heel turn. So Cena broke a lot of hearts, is all I'm gonna say.
I mean, you know what? It's good that John Cena did this. John Cena's always been, about giving to the fans, right? I mean, when you look at all his history in pro wrestling, in WWE, countless Make-A-Wish foundations and everything. So it's like the last send-off in his career in pro wrestling. He's gonna give the fans what they wanted, which was a heel turn. Like when you look back on, I think one of the most awesome promos in the ring ever done, where he confronted Roman Reigns and he just cut a hell of a good promo. One of the things that he mentioned in there was people wanted to see him change the content of his character, a little heel turn, and you saw the excitement in the fans when he said that. And he's teased it for so many years. He's made mention of it. So the fact that he's doing it now, I think it's a good way to send off. But the way that he's doing it, when he finally came out and explained himself to everybody, it was far better than what I expected. I expected some cheesy, I hate the fans type thing. But even though it kind of sounded like that at first, when you kind of think about it, for so many years, we've done that as fans, right? The let's go Cena sucks. Like, he took everything from 20 years and just laid it out. Like it was this long storyline just waiting to happen that has been written for like 20, 25 years. That's really hard to do and make it relevant and get that kind of reaction he got from the fans. Like, that's ultimately in any wrestler that walks into the business, that's what they want. They want fan reaction, and he got that using what he has so long claimed that he rose above to now stoop below and just finally let it get to him and finally push it back on the fans. The ones that said Cena sucks, you know, he addressed them. And it was great that he addressed the Let's Go Cena fans. And man, did his promo create so many I guess you can say memes, right? Like on TikTok, I see people put stuff like when you walk into work and you're you're the boss and your employee saying, and they use a clip from Cena. And, what do I get? What do I get? It was like, man, it's just lightning in a bottle, in my opinion. So I'm shocked. I really want to know why you say it's a failure. Because I don't. All
right. So let's get into it. So first of all, I enjoyed the heel turn, right? When I was watching it live, you know, I was at the edge of my seat. I was I should have been fucking live streaming the reaction because I was going crazy when it happened, right?
You missed that.
But I was like, no, like, okay. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I knew it was going to be Cody or Cena, right? It was either Cody was going to turn and he was going to be the bad guy, or Cena. I was kind of leaning more towards Cena, but you know, again, when it actually happened, I was like, oh, okay, so let's see where this goes, right? For the fact that I guess he really wasn't on Raw or SmackDown the following weeks, you know, to follow up kind of killed it for me a little bit, because I'm like, okay, like Cody's gonna come out, he's gonna say his shit, right? He's gonna say his piece on what's happening and whatnot. He's gonna talk shit about John Cena, obviously, right? I loved CM Punk's promo following up Elimination Chamber. By the way, he fucking killed it. He talked shit about everybody, including John Cena. And when he said, like, oh, I always knew, like, you know, like, I always knew it. Like, I always knew you were a piece of trash and shit like that. So that, you know, that was good for me, right? But anyways, kind of leading up to it, again, I don't know what's happening with him as far as his movie making or whatever. I guess obviously he's still filming shit, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of shitty, first of all, for the schedule to happen that way, because I'm just like, okay, we're like a month, we're like literally about a month away. I think WrestleMania is the 19th and the 20th of April, right? Which is later than it usually is, especially in April. It was literally almost in May. But anyways, the fact that he really hasn't been showing up, there really hasn't been any, you know, again, good storytelling with that. But then the fact that he shows up like in one of these you know, out of the US shows, the out of the country shows, and I'm like, okay, you know, I know he's gonna get reactions, right? And we're like, let's see what he has to say. Unfortunately, I was at work during that promo, so I did miss the promo live. I was like, damn it, like, you know, I mean, I was able to see Cody's promo when it was happening live because I was on break at the time, but I did not get to see Cena's promo, so I had to go back and watch it.
Yeah,
but again, you know, I could see your side of it, right? The kind of like the 20 years of buildup, right? Where, you know, he's kind of just hating on the fans now, right? And not just the people that say Cena sucks, but the Let's Go Cena fans also, right?
Yeah.
But it sounded to me like he was just whining and crying in the ring, right? I'm like, bro, like, we get it. You were a company guy, right? But, you know, you could have said no at any point, like during your fucking runs, like, you know, when you were a top babyface, right? You could have said, hey, let's fucking do this, right? You didn't always have to fucking agree with Vince, right? Vince was, I mean, obviously Vince was the controlling factor in him staying a face, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, like, he could have walked out just like Stone Cold, right? He could have been like, fuck you guys, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't give me some sort of like character control, I'm gonna leave. A lot of times this happens, right? We see this in the industry, right? Obviously, you know, just small example, Mercedes Moné, right? You know, she wasn't booked the way she wanted to, so she left. Adam Edge Copeland, right? Obviously, you know, he came back, you know, which was I thought his comeback run was pretty decent, right? It didn't, you know, he didn't win any championships. You know, he did elevate some of the younger talents, but ultimately, right, they didn't really have anything for him. So, okay, leave, go somewhere else, right? So Cena, obviously, again, he's a company guy. He's doing what, you know, he's been told to do for the last 20 years. I'm going to put over, you know, these dumb fucks at WrestleMania, guys like Austin Theory, who, what's happened with Austin Theory over the last year? Nothing, right? Oh shit, we got somebody going on over here. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I see it.
I don't know who the Rock is. Let me add this person in, and then we'll continue the pipe bomb over here. But anyways, the semifinal boss is here, aka The Rock. The Rock,
Rock.
with a RAWK. I don't know if he's can hear us. Can you hear us, man? Okay.
He's probably.
I can hear you.
Okay, he's getting that going. So, anyways, so I don't know, man. Like, I just think to myself, like, okay, like, you know, Cena, he could have done all this to kind of maybe prevent what's happening now. Maybe, although I kind of like the fact that he is a heel going into this, and I think the
whininess is the point, right? Because if he's gonna go from babyface to heel, I mean, he said in his promo, he's not a babyface, he's not a heel, he's a human. We get that. I think the whininess is like the frosting on the cake, right? Because for like so many years when John Cena cut promos, it was always about standing up, being a man, doing the right thing, yada yada yada, right? So like now that he's done the heel turn, which, you know, broke kids' hearts, and I love the fact that he pointed out that kid and made that kid cry, because that was just like he's doing all the quintessential things that really hits the point that he is a heel. Even being the whiny bitch that he's being right now, which Cody called him out on and said, "Don't bring this whiny bitch to WrestleMania." But that's the point. And if it's striking nerves with people, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing in this heel turn. It's actually working. So
I don't know. Like, for me, like, I want a more aggressive Cena, right? I want a pissed off Cena, and I didn't get that on the promo. And
Give
obviously,
it time.
You won't see it till WrestleMania.
You got.
We'll see how many times he comes out.
You don't want to give everything out.
Well, okay, I get that, but you know, I want to see a more like in your face, like I wanted to see Cena kick Cody in the nuts again. That's what I wanted to see.
I think we'll see that. I think we'll see that at WrestleMania.
I
think that Cody drops the belt at WrestleMania. I honestly do.
Yeah. But like you know, as far as the whining and bitching and crying, okay, like, you know, I wish he would have attacked the fans a little bit differently. Also, like, yes, like,
but they also not in the U.S. I guarantee you, if that was that promo was in the USA, he would have went way harder.
Oh yeah,
possibly.
The years that they spent in the U.S., it's really the U.S. fans that he's actually addressing more than anything, besides like the international fans. So yeah, I do see that.
All right. Well, now that we'll have
to see.
Here. Yeah, now that we got the Rocket here, the Rock, the semifinal boss. I guess you're here. Let's get your opinion on it. Do you think Cena's heel turn is a failure?
No.
Oh, the fuck out of here!
It just started.
The fuck out of here!
It just started. You got to give it
time. You got to give it time to sizzle a little bit. All right. Tell me why, though. Tell me why we need to give it time.
Because we need long, drawn out stuff that's good. You know?
Yeah, and I get that, but otherwise, again, this Cena's last year.
Well, if we think his heel turn failed, then they might as well just cancel the match with Cody.
Cancel it. Bring in Jey Uso, the Yeet.
have the Rock be his opponent, which I would still rather see. But
yeah, that would have been a good.
So then there's the other thing. Also, there was really no explanation also to why I guess he sided with Rock. Also, if you think about it,
I mean, his whole promo actually explained that. It wasn't so much like he sided with The Rock. It wasn't a thing of like The Rock and him talked backstage and said, okay, you know, you're my backup. And it's like, no, like in that moment where The Rock gave that cutthroat thing, it was just like, the offer's yours now if you want it. And Cena took it because he had pent up shit inside he wanted to get out. So,
well, okay, so what does Cena get out of this though? Siding or aligning himself with The Rock? Obviously, more movies, more money. Obviously,
to break Ric Flair's record, because Ric Flair's already vocal about it on social media.
Do you remember when I told you on your last live stream? I said, "Sell your soul to the final boss. You'll have more subscribers than Unbox Therapy. You'll be the CEO of HEB."
Yeah.
I could give that to you. Just give me your soul.
Oh my god.
And if not, Tito will kick you in the nuts and he'll get.
Oh my god.
It's one of those things that we see. Like, that's the goal for Cena at this point right now. Ric Flair, I don't know if you guys have been seeing his post on X and stuff. Yeah. He's vocal. He even said that he'll show up to WrestleMania to make sure Cena doesn't break his record. So there's a lot of ingredients in this mix, and the soup is a lot more thicker than what we think it is. It expands further beyond Rhodes and Cena.
speaking on Ric Flair, I want you to listen to a clip that Jim Cornette did about Ric Flair and the number of title reigns he had and how that falls in with John Cena. And he said that even if John Cena wins at WrestleMania, he's still not going to break the record because there's still title reigns from Flair that, like, for some reason were never in the record books. They're just not recognized.
Non-canon, I guess. Yeah, no, that I mean that's pretty common knowledge, obviously.
If we want to be technical about it, Hulk Hogan is a former NWA champion and a former AWA champion too.
Yeah, Hogan was like a 13 or 14 time champion also, I think, and combined with WCW and WWE, I think. Although I guess they don't really care about his records. I don't know why, but yeah, no, I don't.
Real American beer. That's why.
I mean, if you think about it, Cena's already the most winning WWE champion in the company's history, right? Where I'm not even looking at other promotions like that. Although I get that it was different back in the territorial days, right? I think that it's interesting that they still recognize those championship runs because I mean, like, WWE can just fucking expel it and be like, oh, sorry, your WCW championships for Ric Flair don't count, right? However many championships he won with WCW. He obviously won more with WCW, NWA, AWA than he did with WWE. I think he only had 2 WWE championships. So it's like,
it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing, yeah. He still won him. He's still the record.
But here's the thing, like, I guess Ric Flair, because if you notice, Ric Flair compared to other wrestlers, he always says how many times he's been champion. Yeah. Or somebody always references that. They don't do that with no one else.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other person that maybe you can put into that conversation is Booker T, because every single promo he does is I'm five-time WCW champion,
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. We have. I figured with this whole thing with Cena, we really have to let it run its course. It's too soon to even just really go in there and say, okay, this flop, this is a fail. It's too soon to say that.
I think so.
we have to let it. We have to let it run its course. And this is just one of those things where, again, I mean, because when you look at it now, like normally when we have these types of events, when we have these things happen, there's like people who can kind of like call it down to almost accurately as to what's playing out. But this time around with Cena's heel turn and The Rock and Cody Rhodes, there's like so many people with so many just different ideas what could happen. Like Cena makes it as champion, loses it to Rhodes in SummerSlam, goes on for his final match against The Rock with Cena and The Rock 3. That's one person's idea. Another one is that Roman dethrones Cena and that Roman takes the belt at SummerSlam. There's that factor. There's, CM Punk and Cena, 4 or 5, number 6?
There's nobody's Money in the Bank champ right now, right?
No, that's a summer PLE.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they could add another match, too. It could be whoever wins between Cody and Cena has to face somebody else immediately after. They still got room.
I mean, they got a lot of room, man, but they got so many championships that should be defended on, WrestleMania. But I have a feeling that
I used to say that would never happen under Vince having as many titles as they have.
Yeah.
But even with Vince there, that was starting to be an issue. I mean, Evolve has a championship. NXT, there's like 100 there. There you go.
So make WrestleMania 3 night.
What do you think is the reason that the John Cena heel turn failed, B-Tech?
Well, I don't know if you.
It doesn't matter. What
my God!
You fell for it.
That's it. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me get this jabroni out of here real quick. Hold on. You forget I have moderator controls, okay?
All right.
So wouldn't that make you the final boss?
Do you think I should be kicked out for my comments, Tito?
No,
it doesn't matter what you think either.
You went too far. Okay, fuck that. Okay,
I have to take one. He took one. I have to take one. So,
take
I don't know, but it doesn't matter what I.
What do you mean? Take what?
Well, you just gave him.
It doesn't matter. What?
Yeah, I have to take one too, man. I feel left out.
I know y'all gonna get back to me, so I'm gonna get back to me. That's what I challenge. I challenge y'all to try to get at me like that. What?
We'll see. We'll try. We'll see.
What?
We will see. What?
What?
Oh god.
There he goes.
Hey, you never know. We might see
You know
a Stone
what
Cold
else?
fight at WrestleMania.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cody versus Cena has a special guest referee. What?
Oh my god.
An official.
Ah,
What?
yeah.
Someone that's not a referee usually. What?
Imagine if that happens. I would be
What?
shocked if that happened.
Who would
Imagine
be it?
what? A fantasy. What?
It's either Stone Cold or the Rock. Honestly, that would be the most logical.
Stone Cold. Do you guys think he's gonna be there?
Possibility. It's not out of the question, but I mean, it's like, okay, we're 4 weeks away. There's really got to be something that happens where we see it and it gets people, talking about it like instantly.
I mean, they're already making mention of him that's actually supposed to be there.
Yeah, well, I know he's gonna be doing like signings and shit, like,
Yeah.
So he is gonna be there in the area. Just a matter of who.
When are y'all gonna do a prediction show? I mean, I know we're kind of doing it already, but like just match by match.
Well,
like,
once we get
a few days before, the day before,
Maybe like a day or two before.
I mean, like, really, how many matches do we have that are set up right now, though? Aside from the WWE title, the world title, and the vice versa, the female titles. There's only literally 4 matches that I can tell
There's
you.
a triple threat match: Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth.
Yeah, that one. I mean, I don't know. Is that confirmed?
Jade Cargill. Yeah, it's confirmed. It's added. So there's.
I mean, they could leave Jade
so far
Cargill.
the 2 women's titles matches.
Yeah.
The 2
Jade
world
Cargill,
titles.
Naomi.
I don't think that's gonna happen at Mania. If it does, it'll be like a pre-show match. Or
You know what?
SmackDown match.
If it doesn't happen, I bet you they'll be
I'm
involved
such a hater.
with what you call. They'll be involved in the match with what's her name?
What, Bianca Belair
and
That's a
Io.
triple threat now.
Oh yeah, that's a triple threat
yeah,
also.
that'll
So,
probably be a
Fucking
triple
Rhea.
threat.
yeah, so
Rhea signed her name to
Nah,
the
Rhea
contract,
could win
man.
the
That was
title
funny.
before WrestleMania.
it doesn't count.
She could win the title before Mania too.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're gonna let her signature on that contract be binding into it, and it's gonna be a triple threat. I don't think she's gonna win though.
Yeah, me either.
I think she's had a good title run. She's had a good second title run with it. I don't. She doesn't need a belt at this time.
Yeah,
You know what?
no,
He's
they're
way
not
over
giving
on
I
the
don't think
fans.
Charlotte
Back to
Flair
Bianca.
is leaving champion. I don't think Jey Uso's
No.
leaving champion. I think the only title
What?
that's really going to change hands is
That's
Cody
a no yeet right there.
and Cena. What?
Possible.
That's a no yeet right there, man.
What?
I think Jay walks away with the title.
What?
I honestly do.
I'm kind of siding with the Rock here on this one.
What?
Actually,
You don't think
Yeah.
Jay's walking away world heavyweight champion?
no.
What?
Nope.
Oh
I
wow.
don't.
I'm not saying
Why?
it's not gonna happen. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, what makes you think that
it'll
this
happen
one
at
Jay's
Mania.
walking away empty-handed?
Yeah,
So you think he's gonna lose Mania and get it after?
I think he needs to struggle a little more. Oop, okay, that wasn't me. I
What
swear.
the hell? Don't lie.
Did he take himself out? Hold on.
I don't know.
I swear that wasn't me. I didn't do. I was doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win the title, just not a.
Yeah, same here. I think probably, he loses. There's a little more adversity for him. Possibly wins Money in the Bank during the summer, right? If anything, right? I don't know. I mean, we can see that happening, and then
He's already faced adversity if you kind of think about
You know
it.
who I think is
Not
going to win Money
really.
in the Bank this year?
Not really.
I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I think Ludwig Kaiser's going to win Money in the Bank this year.
I see that happening.
I don't know why. I just think.
I don't know. I guess my reasons why I see Jay winning the title at WrestleMania is because, like, you guys say he has to go through adversity, he has to go through tough losses and everything. He's kind of already faced that, including winning the Intercontinental Championship and then having to drop the belt to join in on the Bloodline versus Bloodline thing. So he's, in my opinion, he's already kind of jumped the hurdles that's needed in order for him to be in that underdog position and get that push.
You know,
I feel
think
like
the
you're gonna give it
Bloodline.
to him.
I think the Bloodline dies at WrestleMania.
Well, you think? I have a feeling that eventually Solo and Jacob go at it, but I do want to see what they have planned for Jacob going forward. If he's gonna be like a solo wrestler, or if he's gonna have Tama Tonga by him, like where's this go?
Yeah.
Dang it! The final boss just keeps. See, this is one of those things about the final boss.
Yeah, yep. I don't know what's going on with that.
He makes a grand appearance and he disappears.
He must be on an iPhone 13. Oh, by the way, now that we're talking about iPhone 13, I ordered one off Boost Mobile for $150. So we're gonna do an iPhone 13 unboxing probably in a couple of days. We'll see. And I'm getting a new mobile device also. They're sending me another new mobile device.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lower end though. The last one that they sent me was like a flagship one, and the new one that they're gonna send me is gonna be like a super like low end spec one. So
Hey, dude, we need to go live about tech soon. Like, it's way overdue.
I mean, we're technically on the BTech live stream right now, so we can kind of
it can go either way.
Yeah, we can talk about
He would
tech.
just have to change the title later on after the live stream's over and like mix it up a bit so people know that there is some tech involved. But
it's all good.
That's awesome. I'm holding out for the 9A. That's what I'm holding out for when it releases.
Pixel 9A. Yeah. Now they're sending me a new mobile device. I don't know if you're familiar with that company.
Yeah, they sent me a device once.
They've sent me devices when I used to do the tech thing.
Yeah.
Well,
I was like way back in the day. I got a device from them, and it was like what it was called the G3 or G3 Plus.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the one they sent me was defective.
Oh man, yeah. This would be the third new mobile device because I remember I think I got like the G3 or the G4 back in the day. That was like one of their OGs, I think, and then like they sent me the B30 Pro this past year, which was actually a really good phone. It just again you could only use it on T-Mobile devices. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I think they sent Magic Tech that phone also, and he never really made any videos on it. He was just like, I can't do anything with it. So I was like, all right.
Why? It's only for T-Mobile?
Yeah, it's only for T-Mobile. I haven't really tried. I didn't get a chance to try Helium Mobile out on it, unfortunately, but it's only.
It'll work. The Helium will work on it because it's T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Well, you got the B30 Pro 5G?
I had that one. I sold it already though. I sold it on eBay. Yeah.
Here's the thing though, man. Like, MVNOs are funny. Like, I know when I had an issue with a Pixel where they wouldn't let me use AT&T prepaid on it, even though the model number was on their approved list. They still wouldn't let me use it. They were a pain. I went back and forth, so they ended up sending me a free phone. But then I went and got H2O, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Which is weird.
Why wouldn't they let you use the Pixel on it? Like, I mean,
they kept saying that the device was a bring your own, that I had to get it directly from AT&T and all this other crap. And even though it was a matching model on their list, because they were doing that transition away from 3G.
Yeah.
They just would not let me use that device for some reason.
So did you already have an active account on AT&T?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just pop the SIM in there without reaching out to them, dude?
I did, and they disconnected it.
Oh, so it was working and then they cut you off.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And they said, we're going to send you another phone because this phone is quote unquote outdated. Yeah, they were playing games.
Yeah, Mobile X did that to me,
really
man.
picky about that shit.
Mobile X did that to my Nothing Phone 1. Like, it was working for 3 days, and then they realized that it was a Nothing Phone 1, and they like cut my line. And then they were like, it's not an approved device. I'm like, fuck.
Why the hell does it have to be approved, bro? We're paying for your fucking service.
Yeah, and like I was telling them too, I was like, because they have a liaison that works directly with Verizon, so I was like, why don't you just ask them to whitelist it so I could use it? I mean, yeah, I know the Nothing Phone 1's not going to pick up Verizon 5G. I don't care. Like, it picks up LTE and it's just fine. So I was cool with that, but they didn't want to whitelist it, so I was like, okay, so like right now my account's not closed with Mobile X, but I basically suspended my line, so I'm not using their services right now until I'm ready to use it down the road.
I wonder how a Nothing Phone would work on Metro. I haven't seen somebody.
It works good. It picks up. Yeah, like, so I've put my Metro by T-Mobile SIM in it. Actually, that's the one that I mostly use on there if I want a 5G speed test, the Nothing Phone 1. So like Nothing Devices works great on T-Mobile, but they only pick up LTE on Verizon and AT&T. So
I don't know. Did they disconnect your AT&T?
No. So it just stays on LTE when I put my US Mobile Darkstar SIM in it. It just stays on LTE.
See, with me, they when I had that issue with the Pixel, they're like, "Oh yeah, this device is not approved," and I think they just wanted me to buy it from them. But
Yeah.
then it's like, why would you want that? Then you're gonna send me a free phone. So I sold the free phone and I switched to Visible. But I was kind of mad because I had a really good AT&T prepaid plan. It's the Walmart exclusive one.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was like if that plan would have included Max, that would have been a cricket killer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh man.
So hopefully you guys are doing good, man. It's been a minute since we've all been live together.
Yeah, on this, it's like a hangout.
How was vacation, by the way? You were on vacation recently, right? Spring break.
Dude, we almost died.
Oh damn.
I'll share this story with you guys. So, we were
at Buc-ee's or what? Shit.
No, actually, when we got back into Arizona, so my wife told me the night before we left, she was checking the weather, and like I was just thinking it was gonna be decent, mild, not too hot. But she like comes to me after dinner and she's like, "Oh, we got a winter storm advisory in Arizona," and I was scratching my head. I'm like, "What the hell? Winter? Like winter?" She goes, "Yeah." So I didn't believe her. I thought maybe it was gonna be cold, like 20 degrees, and we passed Gallup, New Mexico, and right when we crossed into the border, close to Holbrook, Arizona, it starts to like rain, sleet, and snow. And I'm like, okay, well, this is weird. So instead of going on the I-40 all the way to Flagstaff and then I-17 down into Phoenix, we cut through the mountains, going through Star Valley and then down into Payson, and then we shoot to Phoenix. So we were up in the mountains. Bad choice because it decided to dump a shit ton of snow. And it was so bad that like semi trucks were starting to slide because we're going down the mountain, and it's on a steep slope. And so like the trucks are like the weight of their trailer shifting, they're sliding. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not good. So we pulled over for a moment until it stopped snowing for the like cleared up a little bit. And then my wife's like, okay, we're gonna go. So we got behind a semi truck. And we just kind of followed him down, keeping him maybe like 5 car lengths in front of us. We were just like going like maybe like 25 to 30 miles an hour. And then it just starts to dump snow again. And like you can't even see 2 feet in front of you. That's how thick the snow was. And the car that we're using the Kia Soul, so it's front wheel drive. So I wasn't too concerned about that. But then I started to notice the car was starting to slide. And I was telling my wife, because she's not really experienced in driving in snow, I'm like telling her like, hey, if it starts to fishtail to the right, just kind of ease off the accelerator, kind of turn into the slide to just kind of stabilize it and recover yourself. And she didn't realize it, but there's a point where we're going down the mountain. To the left of us, there's a guardrail missing, but it's a straight drop cliff. And we're sliding towards it. Like she stopped accelerating. She's like slightly pumping the brakes, but we're like sliding off, going towards that. And my heart sank. I was like, oh my God, we're about to plummet. And like, it took all the energy in me not to like kind of like, panic and scare my wife. And I'm like telling her like, hun, kind of recover to the right. And she's like turning the wheel to the right a little bit, kind of like steering away from it. And we finally moved to the right. And my kids were like kind of like worried, but I didn't want to let them know what was to the left of us because it was nighttime. So they couldn't actually see. It was a straight drop, maybe 700 feet down. And we finally made it down after being stuck up there trying to maneuver all that for 2.5 hours. It's like 3 a.m. And then my daughter's just like, oh yeah, we almost hit the guardrail. So I told them the truth. I was like, no, we actually almost went off the mountain. And they're like, what? I was just starting to panic. I'm like, we're already out of it. We're down the mountain. It's not snowing. It's cold, but not snowing. And then we made it home. Took us an additional 4 hours on our trip to make it home.
Question. Are you and are you planning, because you were talking about the Nothing phone, do you plan to get the 3A or 3A Pro?
I'm going to get the 3A when it's more available, only because the Nothing Beta program. It's like they have you sign up with an email and they'll tell you when it's ready. And then every time that I get the email like, hey, it's available, go order yours today, I get on the website and like all the betas they have for the US is sold out already. It's like, I'm like thinking like what do you guys have? Like, 10 models that you're selling in the US like every time? It just seems like it goes so quick. So I'm just gonna wait maybe like 6 months when it's been out, and then I'll grab one because then it should be available.
It hasn't officially come out?
It's out. It's just Nothing is more based internationally. They're not actually present in the US. Like that's why their US program is beta. It's just to kind of test if the US market wants it or not, because Carl Pave's focus is like in Europe and in Asia.
Well, I get it because of what happened with OnePlus and Metro and T-Mobile, and then Verizon, I believe, had a OnePlus device as well here. But I get it. I mean, OnePlus devices are great, but they didn't really sell a lot unless you like pushed them and suggested them.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going for the Pixel 9a. I'll grab that device, and then probably at the end of the year, I'll grab the Nothing Phone 3a. I don't want the Plus version or the Pro version. I just want the regular one. I want that blue color. I'll get that and the Pixel 10 at the end of this year. That's my goal that I'm saving up for.
Sheesh. Going hard on the phones this year, man.
Pixel 10, 3 cameras, man. They're finally doing it.
Wow, that'll be interesting.
Well,
that will be interesting. I'm still rocking the Pixel 7 Pro over here, dual simming it up with Helium and Visible via Verizon.
Now I got my iPhone 13, my iPhone 15, A35, and the Moto Edge 2024.
Oh man, I have two. I still have too many phones still. Okay, I got 2 TCL phones. I got my iPhone. I got the Samsung A16, the Pixel 7 Pro, the Motorola Think phone. What else? I have a blue phone that I haven't unboxed yet from Total by Verizon as well. and then this iPhone 7 Plus that I'm gonna probably pass on to Tito. Unless The Rock has a better offer for me. Oh,
what color is it?
It's a pink. It's the rose gold or whatever. I don't know.
7 Plus.
7 Plus. It's unlocked.
I never had that one. I had the 8 Plus though in the similar color.
Yeah, no chargers included, unfortunately. Sorry, fellas.
Okay,
I have too
Apple.
many chargers.
But I have the box. I have the box. Yeah, I got the box.
It has a box with no chargers, but I got a bunch of chargers here.
Yeah, no, we all do. We all do. So, but yeah, anyways, interesting. All this tech talk. What's going on? This is the Deathlock podcast. I don't know what you guys are talking about over here.
The Techlock podcast.
It says BTech Mike in your corner. So
the Techlock podcast. The Techlock podcast. That's a good one. I like that actually.
There you go. When we start talking tech. Yeah, Dang, what's up, man? What's going on?
We're here, man. You should look up the Total Wireless deals and share them with Tito.
Well, I mean, what is going on besides the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 15, which is that 15 Plus back in stock?
That's a good question. I'd like to ask you a question, actually.
Oh, God.
Why are you getting an iPhone 13 and you have a 13 Pro now? Why don't you get the 14 Plus?
I think you got the deal. That's why.
I just got the deal. I don't know if they have I don't think they have a 14 deal on Metro Boost Mobile right now. And plus,
you got it through Boost. That's right.
Yeah, I got it through Boost. Yeah, no, I mean, I can screen share the Apple stuff that's going on Total by Verizon over here, but
good.
They got none of the 128. This is what I want. Hold on, let me fucking screen share this really quick with you guys. This is what I initially wanted to get.
Oh shit! They're advertising the tablets now.
Yeah, so this is what I initially wanted to get over here, which was the 15 Plus, but all of the 15 Pluses are out of stock, man. So
everyone jumped on it.
All right, Tito.
I got the through Boost on the Rainbow SIM. I chose the AT&T network, but I got an iPhone 15. The phone itself was $249 for switching. Had I waited a week, it would have went down to $149, but now it's back to $299.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, that's not bad.
Total Wireless is offering tablets and tablet plans now, about the same price as Metro as far as the plan goes, but they're charging for tablets the same ones that Metro's giving out for free.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they all have their own like little things. Like, I mean, I could have got the iPhone 13 with them over here, but you can get the Samsung A16 free. Obviously, you can get the iPhone 15 for $329, which I think that's a good deal. If I can cop the iPhone 15 or 15 Plus, I just might. The helium numbers, I don't. It wouldn't let me like. I put in the helium number that I wanted to port, and it wouldn't send like a message to it. So I don't know what's going on with that. Are
hey, what did you
numbers like portable? Like, can I port those?
Wait. What did you pay for the iPhone 13?
After taxes, like 168, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it really wasn't.
They got the iPhone 14 Plus at total for $199 right now.
Yeah, no, it's relatively cheap. Also, I saw that as well. So I was like, oh, maybe I just kind of want one with the little dynamic island though. I'm kind of tired of the notch already, so that's why I really don't want to go for like another, a 14 just because of the notch. I want that little dynamic island. So, I mean, I'm sure it's a good phone.
Well, you're not getting that with a 13.
Well, I know, but I'm gonna just kind of use that as a backup phone to like film and shit like that also. So.
I almost got the phone through Spectrum because, we got Spectrum and they got some pretty decent plans.
Yeah.
My friend put black tape on the top of his
$10 for their unlimited plus plan.
Like I said, my friend put a black tape on the top of his iPhone 13 to try to make it look like a dynamic island, and I'm like, bro, that doesn't work. Oh my god!
I didn't like Dynamic Island at first because it was some reason it was tripping on screen recording, but now it's cool.
Yeah, it's got functionality to it. I mean, it serves a purpose other than just taking a portion up of the screen, right? Like, your notifications, the animations combined with it just look really good. So it's got a purpose.
Damn, the pink sold out. So all that's left is cucumber green over here on the 15128.
That's not a bad color.
Yeah, and okay.
Yeah, but it'd be hard to find cool cases for that color, I think.
I would just get like a dark case, honestly.
Yeah, I would go dark.
I treat cases sometimes like outfits, dude. Like I change them.
Oh, not me. I fucking like I wear the shit out of my cases, honestly. Like
you treat them like someone that just wears underwear forever and never takes them off, right?
Yeah, sure. Like that's a good example.
What?
Anyways, what was I gonna say? I gotta get Tito's knowledge on this also, so you guys know more about this than me. But not Gil Heyman. The semifinal boss here says after 2 months they unlock the phones for you on Total Wireless. Is that true?
All Verizon.
60 days? Yes.
60 days. Does it do it automatically, or do you have to call support?
They do it. They do it automatic. If it doesn't happen automatically, so if like you're past 60 days and it still says network lock, you can just call in and they'll ping your phone with the signal that just unlocks the network restriction.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's automatic. That's what any Verizon prepaid, any third party connection, MVNO.
Does that happen with Visible also?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I know Visible had a promotion. I did a video on it the other day also, where again iPhone 13 or whatever for like $150 also, I think. So we might have to check that out.
I was like, the FCC did that to Verizon, and so this is the reason why the FCC is also trying to make that the base for T-Mobile and all this MVNO brands and AT&T, because like T-Mobile, like a Metro by T-Mobile, you got to wait like a year, right? They wanted me to wait a year for the Moto G Stylus 2024, but after filing an FCC complaint, they unlocked the phone.
Yeah.
But they still require 365 days of active service, in order to unlock, and the FCC is trying to change that where it's at least maximum is 60 days. They're trying to do away with device locks, period. There's really no point for them.
Yeah, I mean, unless they are on that post-paid plan or they're financing, there really shouldn't be.
I mean, even on that, they don't think that they should be locked, because technically you've already used your credit. So even if you try to like screw them and take the phone somewhere else, your credit took a hit.
Yeah.
So
Well, it looks like all the iPhone 13s are sold out on Visible by Verizon, so you cannot take advantage of that free iPhone deal.
hell no. A lot of people took advantage of that.
Look, there's a device unlocking policy over here. Any smartphones purchased from Visible will be locked for 60 days from the date the device was activated on the Visible network. Once the 60 days are up, your device will be unlocked automatically. If Visible determines that the device was lost, yada, yada, yada. Okay.
You gotta also make sure that in those 60 days, you have no interruptions.
Yeah.
I've unlocked a few devices through Straight Talk, through that 60-day thing. And what I end up doing is I just pay for like 2 months up front.
Yeah. Well, this is something I might start doing
you
now.
You gotta pay for the month you join, then the second month, and then they do it to where the phone will like unlock like on the day your next bill is due, or like the day afterwards. And sometimes if you're lucky, they'll even do it a day or two early. It depends how they're feeling, but you might have to. You might have to like pay for 3 months of service to get that unlocked. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, no, and I can deal with 3 months of service. That's fine. I mean, I put it on the cheapest plan, I guess, or whatever. I don't even know. I just know
what they want for the Moto Razr.
The Moto Razr.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
$599.
You know, I've been wanting to try that one. I had the 2023 edition. It worked fine. It's just it was super fragile.
No, this one's $599, but I think Boost has a deal on the Boost has a deal on it right now on their website. I think it's like $299 or $399.
Boost got all kinds of things going on because they need money badly. They have yet to still make money. They're still in the red.
I don't get why, because I was saying when they spun off from Sprint, you know, they have Metro type deals, you know, really good Metro type deals, like as far as pricing, but they're on the T-Mobile and or AT&T network. Like they should be kicking Cricket and Metro's ass.
Yeah, but when you have a system that, because you got to remember what they're operating with right now, as far as their internal system that they use to govern all accounts, it's not the original system. That's still been hijacked by the guys that hacked them and basically held their system for ransom. They have never recovered it back. So they're still have this oddly Frankenstein built internal system that they're patching. I mean, dude, you could have like Boost Mobile service. Today could be day one of your bill cycle, and tomorrow the system will read you use all 30 gigs, you're throttled. And they can't even fix that. Like you're just done. You're the whole month you're on 512 kilobits per second. They have a very bad thing going on, and they really need to fix that in order to save some sort. I mean, their reputation's already bad to begin with.
Somebody, Mr. Dang said, "Hey, bro, I found a free eSIM service called Fristy."
I never heard of it.
Never heard of it. I've been seeing one pop around. I forgot what the name is, but I think it's what the hell is it called?
I've heard Mingle.
Yeah.
I've heard what's that other one? There's Mingle. There's I did a video about
something with an E. The one I've been Big E phone service. Yeah, just kidding.
Wow.
We're still talking about wrestling here, guys. Wrestling.
I don't know. I just seen too many MVNOs starting to pop up, and it's just like
they're just like no.
Oh, Flex Mobile. That's the other one.
Yeah.
Flex Mobile. I don't know.
First T-Mobile.
I'm spoiled to US Mobile. I like my US Mobile service because I'm able like the multi-connecting is.
I like their $10 plan.
Their $10 plan is good. I'm on their multi-connect, so it's like weird because the perception that it just jumps from network to network is not it. Really, what it is you have your main SIM, and if you opt in for the multi-connect add-on, you choose which secondary network you want. They just make you an entirely like separate line, and you download it as an eSIM, and then it's up to your phone to switch between the networks when one is not working right. You'll jump to the other one, but so far it's been pretty decent. I reached out to them 3 weeks ago, and I got word back from them, and I had a meeting with them. So yes, I'm actually an affiliate with US Mobile now.
Oh,
so
damn.
I did.
Yeah, I think I saw that video.
Yeah, I got that deal. So like on my videos now, that unique code, when you click that and sign up, that tells them that you saw my video and signed up through it.
Damn, I missed the Helium
phone number
Mobile
you got from
signups
me,
there.
P-Tech, that number was on US Mobile for a long time.
Oh, okay. I've never tried US Mobile, but maybe if they got any deals that Tito can point me at, maybe I'll sign up and we'll try something over here.
I'll let you know when they have like good deals on phones.
Yeah.
As far as like services and everything like that, their service is actually pretty. Their Dark Star is what I'm using, so that's the AT&T.
Hey guys, I'm gonna roll out of here. Sorry to interrupt you.
No worries,
right,
bro.
Man. We'll talk to you later then.
See you later.
Take it easy.
US Mobile. Okay, hold on. I want to go to their website now. US Mobile. This is it right here, right? US Mobile.
Yep, that's
Okay,
them.
unlimited premium data, $17 a month, and you sign up for 30 day. Okay, let's look at their phones first of all. Do they sell phones, or or are they mostly just selling like the service itself?
They can sell phones as well. They're mostly selling the services because there's 3 different ones. So you, here's the thing: if you actually want to try them out for free, you
30 day right there.
Like you have a Helium number that you're willing to port. If you can get the port information, if you give that to US Mobile, your first 30 days is, I think it's 30 days or 3 months. I forgot.
Oh, wow.
It's 30 or 90 days, but you get to try them out for free before committing. And
I was just telling the semifinal boss, man, that I don't want to give up my secondary line from Visible because I pay $5 a month because I have so much credit from the signups, you know what I mean?
I'm surprised they let you go that long with those credits because they killed my account.
They're still doing it, dude. Like I like my second phone, which is the Pixel 7 Pro. I just logged in for the first time in like a year, and it said I had like $200 in credit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, don't let go of that until all the credit is gone.
And I have it on the $25 plan. The other one, I have the $45 plan, and I'm saving $20 every month. Like I only pay $25, but like it makes me want to go down to the $25 plan just so I can pay $5 a month also on that. You know what I mean? So I might like downgrade plans, but right now I know Visible has a deal also where they're offering the $35 a month premium plan,
right?
So if I downgrade and then after like a month they might offer the $35 plan to me. That happened with my mom's phone one time because she was on the $25 plan, and then I was like, I'm just gonna upgrade you because it's only $10 more, and then she pays $15 because I use her affiliate link also. So it's like oh my god, so much, we're saving so much. But I'm sure eventually Visible will kill the that $20 off promotion. I'm surprised it's still working, honestly.
Yeah,
like I think once they kill it, I am gonna eventually switch to like a service that's $25. I mean I have my Helium lines, but we'll see how long those last also as well. I mean I'm still we'll see how
Helium needs to fix their app for Android. Like on iOS,
dude,
the Helium app is okay, but the Android side,
is always bugging, dude. It's always bugging.
I can barely pull up to see if like my phone mapped correctly for the day, so I can.
Yeah, no, I always check now before I go trying to map to see if it's like working correctly because I'm just like it's just so buggy. Like,
Bro,
I don't know why they did that.
Are you still getting mobile tokens on the Helium?
I get them as rewards when they send out the rewards, but not. I get H&T when I'm mapping though.
Yeah, because I'm getting H&T mapping. I'm also getting like they shit ton of mobile.
Yeah, no, they still send me the mobile tokens or whatever.
Yeah, I'm at $200.
Yeah, they send me like $10 here or there, like I think every couple of weeks or whatever.
That's freaking weird because I'm looking at it grow and I'm like, what the hell?
I don't know why they're sending it as mobile tokens when they should be sending it as H&T.
I don't think it has anything to do with the mapping rewards. I don't know what it is, but they're giving it on a different reason because I'm still earning H&T for the mapping and I claim that once a week. But then I'm getting like the mobile tokens, and like right now, like I said, it's mine is valued at 200.
Yeah, it's for the referrals, I would say.
Yeah, because they don't want to pay me the real value for those referrals.
I know, right? Imagine if they were sending exactly because they know like if the crypto goes up and down in value that how do you say that they're not going to lose money. Like let's say that they're sending you like 20,000 in mobile tokens and it drops really quick. They're like, oh well, that's on you. That's not on us.
Yeah, I mean, when I was an affiliate of theirs, for each referral was like they actually paid separately, and it was $25 per referral. So I made a couple of thousand from people that used my referral code and signed up.
I made probably a couple hundred, but you were on a different referral program than I was. So I was just on their basic, like, which that's good. I mean, hey man, that's good money right there, but hopefully the new US Mobile stuff gets you some cash in your pocket also, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link later, and I'll refer you to that, because US Mobiles is similar to Helium's, except theirs, for every referral that I send, it's a $30 payout. Like, I'll be honest with everybody.
Okay,
that's
$30 payout. So. Yeah, that's not bad. Well, I mean, you're being transparent,
Hey.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, and the realness of everything, right? $30 a person, and say 500 people use it. That's quite a bit of money.
That's a lot of money, yeah. But I mean, I don't think you're gonna have 500 signups in a month, but you never know, right? It could happen. And let's just do the math. 500 times $30 is $15,000.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not that far out, because I'll be transparent with you. On the Helium side, they were paying me $25 for every referral. Yeah. Total people that I brought into Helium was 756.
Yeah.
So if you do the math on that, you'll see how much I made.
I should check my referral thing over here, because now it tells you that the app updated. So now I'm hating it now, the way it looks. Like, again, bring back dark mode, Helium Mobile. I don't know what's going on, but
no, they're slacking now that they did all these changes. That's what it is.
Like, it's never told me the amount of totals as far as combined, but it just says I have 16 pending referrals, I have 11 qualified, and then it's still telling me that I only have 2 invites remaining as far as that goes. But it says 3 active. It's so confusing now. It says 3 active token referrals, and then it says $30 monthly token earnings, and then it says I have $135 in credit earned. But the credit never goes back to my monthly payment anymore. Yeah, that just doesn't happen. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I'm gonna plug it in our chat so you can see, and this will just stay between me and you.
Oh yeah, you can say, or you can send me a different DM. Damn, that's good, man. Shit. I can see why you were pushing it hardcore last year, is all I'm gonna say. So
yeah, that's how college loans and stuff got paid off.
Do they? Okay, so for like when you're doing stuff like that, do you still have to? Obviously, you still have to pay taxes on that, though, right? You have to do do they send you a 1099 though on it? Or
yeah, so that's why, like, for this year I had, like, obviously with my tax filing I have to pay because obviously they don't take taxes out of it. So here in Arizona, like for the state, I had to pay like 1.8% of that, and then to federal I had to pay 1%.
Yeah,
but I had that tucked away. Yeah. So when it was time to file taxes, like, here, just take it,
Well, when you file your taxes, also, do you because when I'm doing stuff, like, you're technically like promoting, right? Something like that, right? So like anything that I buy for YouTube or whatever, I use it as a tax write-off.
Yes.
Man. So like, I
get money back. Do that.
I get money back so that I don't owe any money, because like all the phones and devices that I buy, I'm literally like, I add it up, man. I'm like, okay, how much did I spend on this phone? How much did I spend on that phone?
Yeah, tax deductions, you got to do it.
You got to do it, yeah, man. So I mean, for sure. But hey, man, that's a good amount, man. I can see why you were hella pushing it last year. If I was on that same referral program, which I had applied for it, they never sent anything back to me, unfortunately. So I was like, all right, fuck these guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they were going to close out. That's why, because I didn't even know that I was out of the program until February, when I was like, okay, I usually get a deposit from them every month, and I'm like, nothing came. So I reached out, and I didn't get a response back from anybody until like 3 weeks later. Then they were like, oh yeah, that affiliate program ended. It was only for 1 year. On a technicality, I actually, if I wanted to be a dickhead, I could go with litigation on it, because my contract with them had no expiration.
Oh wow!
And there were still 160 something referrals still pending on my end. So it was like, you owe me that. But I'm not one to make waves. Like, I count it as a blessing that I was even in that program. So I was like,
I'm sure. Hey, it put food on the table, man. I'm sure
it put food on the table, paid my rent. It took a lot of heartaches off me and my family, because we're poor. I'm not doing that good.
Amen.
But it gave us breathing room. I paid off my college loans, got that off my credit. Took care of the things that my kids needed.
Dude, my student loans are still in what do you call it?
Deferment
from the whole COVID thing, dude. Like okay, so here's what happened. Like since we're on the topic, right? You know, obviously, they went into deferment with COVID, right?
Yeah.
You know, I know they were trying to do that. You know, the loan forgiveness thing last year didn't happen. Obviously, the Senate rejected it, or you know,
Yeah.
the Red Hatters rejected it. That's fine, whatever. And then like another loan company took over my student loan, which was with another company. My loan has been with 3 different companies since I've had it. So I started with one company, then another company took over, and then another company took over. And when that company took over, they're just like, "Oh yeah, you're in deferment still, or whatever." I'm okay. Like I'm not like I'm not holding my breath. I haven't had to pay a student loan in like 3 or 4 years. You know, basically since like 2021, I think. So I mean, I'm not complaining, man. But anyways, I was gonna go over the phones here that are on US Mobile. You know, again, they obviously you get a SIM kit or whatever. What is a Warp SIM card? I've never heard of that. Warp SIM card. You got a starter kit and then Warp SIM card.
Yeah, so like the starter kit, well, the starter kit actually comes with one or the other. Like, well, it comes with 2 SIM cards in it.
Yeah.
But US Mobile has agreements with all 3. So if it says Lightspeed, that's T-Mobile. Warp is Verizon, and Darkstar is AT&T.
Okay.
And then they give you 2 SIM cards because if you activate and then you turn on the multi-connection add-on, which gives you a second line so you can switch your network without having to actually completely change your network. It allows you to use both. So that's why they send you 2 SIM cards, because if your phone is like dual SIM, but it's dual physical SIM, you activate both SIM cards and put it in the phone. And then,
oh, wow. So it'll just connect to whichever service is best.
Yeah. So like my main number is on the Darkstar one. So that's always like my primary for talk and text. And then the secondary one, it like auto switches on my Pixel to Verizon because I have the Warp eSIM.
Nice.
I will forewarn people, do not try to game the system and do the multi-connection and have 2 different phones running at the same time, because they'll know. And you'll get an email. They'll tell you have 48 hours to switch your eSIM to your primary phone, or they will shut your account down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man, because if not, they'll either shut your account down or they'll make that secondary line like an actual second line and charge you the $44 unlimited for that line as well as for your primary line. So it's like they don't FAFO.
Yeah.
But it's
interesting that they offer different SIMs. It looks like they offer a different home base, I guess, like a home Wi-Fi, I'm assuming. Home base and phone, cordless phone, obviously. You got a few flip phones over here. Nokia and New Mobile. I think they're kind of going with the cheapest phones that you could probably get on the market.
Yep.
Which again, they're gonna send me a new mobile phone. I forget which one. I need to look into it. I literally already forgot which phone they're gonna send me. Nokia. I've been kind of wanting to play around with Nokia phones, man, just for the hell of it. But well, I mean, we'll see. You got Blue over here. Hey, you got the Moto G 2023 over here. Let's go. You got the Moto G Play 2024.
Yep.
So you know, I mean, Samsung A16 for $199. That's usually what it goes for, I think. Unlocked at least. I don't know. You know, most of these other carriers are giving it away for free. So, Moto G 2025, and you got your Moto G 2020. What the hell? How is the Moto G 5G more expensive than the Moto G 2025? You talk to me over here.
You gotta ask those at US Mobile, man. I mean,
what is going on in US Mobile? Who's in charge of their website and pricing, man?
I have no idea, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the things that Peter Adderton is like. I don't know if you know this, but the CEO of US Mobile blocked Peter Adderton on X. They got into a heated debate on social media, and so the CEO of US Mobile just like blocked him. I was like, man, that guy, because I saw it go down on social media, and I was like, oh man, they are going at it, and then all of a sudden it was just one-sided. It was like Peter was just still posting on X, and he made mention he got blocked, and I'm like, oh man, it was just getting good.
Hello.
But I'm sure Mr. Adderton would be upset to find out that, you know, I actually do recommend US Mobile on the fact if you want something that's multi-network and if you were on Boost Mobile for that reason and you're sick and tired of Boost Mobile's crap, and then go to US Mobile. That's what I would say.
Yeah, understandable. So pretty cool. I'm looking at some of their devices also. I mean, you can get yourself pretty much all the newer type stuff also. You know, OnePlus 13 over here. You got the Razer Plus 2024.
I will get a OnePlus 13 one day.
Sheesh, yeah. In 3 or 4 years when they're like $100.
Maybe about like a year from now, like maybe next year, 2026, when like the 14 comes out.
You're gonna retro it.
I'm gonna wait for those guys that's like, I gotta upgrade to the 14, and they don't want to, you know, trade in their phone, so they'll sell it to get the most value, and then I'll do my thing on OfferUp. I start negotiating prices and start talking to them about, yeah, you're asking this much. This is a flagship from this year. It's got this spec. You use it for this long, bro. I don't see it being $500, but I'll take it off your hands for $385. How's that sound? And then they throw back a number, and I just keep throwing back until it reaches where I really want them at, which like a OnePlus 13, a year old. I'll pay is $450 for it.
Yeah.
So I'll like go lower than that just to get them to meet me at the point that I really want it at. And then it's like, when they're like $450, I'll give it to you. Like, sold. Haggling.
Well, we'll see what happens as far as the US mobile stuff goes. I might try to get my hands on another unlocked device or something like that. Mess around with it. I mean, obviously I might, or actually I have a phone on Total Wireless right now. If I were to just pay one more a month or whatever, then I guess it'll unlock and I can try it on US mobile. So
yeah, you could do that, or even if it's locked to any Verizon based carrier, US mobile can activate it. Same with it's T-Mobile or AT&T. It's just when you're signing up and you let them know that the phone is still network locked to, like, say T-Mobile, then they will tell you like sign up on Lightspeed, so that way it'll work.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, hey, something to mess around with, something to look into later on, man. But all right, man. I don't know. Should we go back into wrestling, or should we?
Let's go back in. Let's go back into wrestling. We kind of got sidetracked with
sidetracked. Thanks again, Gil Heyman, aka the semi-final boss over here.
Well, in this instance, yeah, he couldn't. I mean, yeah, semi-final boss would be correct. You were the final boss because you put him out there for a second. I was laughing.
I was like, get out of here. I can do that with anyone. Nah, man, but real talk though, like WWE, like as far as WrestleMania goes, I'm just not super excited about what's happening right now. None of the mid-card titles really matter at this point. I feel like we're not going to see any of the mid-card titles. Maybe the Intercontinental Championship. I think Braun Breaker will get a match at WrestleMania. Possibly LA Knight also with the US title, right? But I don't see any of the female.
He defends this next Friday, right? He defends against Braun Strowman. I don't remember, honestly. Fuck, because I remember he had a match with Braun Strowman had a match with Fatu. Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess, but again, he did get the win technically because it was a disqualification. So he is technically the number one contender for. But I'm gonna assume that the match is interfered in again, and that Fatu interjects somehow, and that
I think that's gonna happen,
and that there's gonna be we're gonna see several triple threat matches at Mania this year, guys. I feel
that's gonna be weird.
3 or 4.
That would be weird if like 4 or 5 out of the match cards is triple threat. That would just I do see where you're going with that, because honestly, I'll say this: I kind of wanted Jacob Fatu to win, like without interference, without Solo and Tonga interfering. I'm loving this angle where they're kind of pushing Jacob away from Solo, and I think it's a good thing to do. And let them feud. Like, I would, if they had enough time and if they did capitalize on it, it would have been great if Jacob won the US title while he was with the Bloodline, had a falling out with the Bloodline, and Solo challenged him for the US title at WrestleMania. That could have been a decent mid-card filling WrestleMania match. Maybe night 1, second match in. It would have been nice. They didn't do it.
Like, I was gonna say I would love to see like something with Solo and Fatu though, but like you can kind of, I mean, maybe they're putting us what do you call it, like little hints here and there, right? But I don't know. I'm thinking that Solo's gonna turn on Fatu.
Oh yeah, I feel that's happening.
And again, if that happens, right, maybe they get a match at Mania, maybe they don't. But like I can see him like kind of like rizzing him up to a point where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna back you up, and then like right when he's about to win the title or championship, he fucks him over.
Yeah,
and then there it is. Like there's the feud. Maybe they're saving stuff for post-Mania, right? But
actually, that's a very good thought. They could be saving a lot of things for post-Mania because remember, this year SummerSlam is 2 nights.
Yeah,
and they might be pushing on SummerSlam.
It's gonna be different, but like I don't see anything happen with like the Women's United States Championship or the women's titles, and like what's going on with the tag championship. I think the tag championships for the men are, right now at least matter a little more on SmackDown than they do on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
but it's like, okay, like if you're gonna separate the titles, like they did, what, like, and they don't do shit with them, like fucking like do something with them, right? Like they're not doing shit with them on Raw, man. It's just annoying.
Now, I mean, there's a lot of things that the ball's being dropped on. One of the things is actually in my background. I know a lot of people that I follow, like a lot of wrestling fans on Threads, and a lot of them, they all pretty much say the same thing, and that's, the Wyatt Six is a failure. It kind of is. Like, I have to agree with it because it's like they gave them this really badass debut, and then everything from that point has kind of been on a downward spiral. And there were moments where we kind of got a glimpse of something possible, but then they just kind of went off. But then I started to think to myself, what if this is one of those concepts that we really don't, get very often? Because I don't know if you've noticed this, but with Alexa's return and Alexa being backstage or in ring, there's always this flicker that happens when she's there. Rumor says it that, that Taylor is pretty much done, that he's going to step aside and be out of wrestling, but to kind of keep the momentum of Bray Wyatt going, that Alexa is going to take the Wyatt Six and make it hers.
Well, that's news to me, first of all, that you're saying Uncle Howdy, who's technically the leader of the Wyatt Six, right? Is going to step away. That's kind of news to me. I mean, I don't know what his contract obligations are for WWE currently, but that's that's an interesting thing to say.
It was a weird thing when I first read it from like several different people that post about wrestling on Threads, and I was like, at first I was just like, I don't see that happening because Taylor's doing this for his brother. That's the whole reason that they brought the puppets to life and put Nikki Cross and all them in the faction. But then I started to think to myself, like, when Alexa showed up at the Rumble, her jacket obviously pays homage to Bray. Mm-hmm. Her child's middle name, she gave it to him. That's from Bray's name, or
his real name. His
real name. Yeah. And then she her finisher, right? Like, I mean, she still has Twisted Bliss, but she also Abigail DDT.
Yeah.
So we know that
ugly DDT, by the way.
she has brought that element, right? The Lily Dolls back and all this. And when people are like, Taylor wants timeout, so they feel like Alexa will take over the Wyatt Six, it could be something where Taylor gets out of wrestling for a while, just because I don't feel like he really got to mourn his brother. Everything just kind of started going so fast, and then we got that weird song. What was it? The fuck was that song called? They just had that weird song playing and the little vignettes airing, going into that creepy, Louisiana swamp looking house. And he never really had time to take away from the company and just heal himself. Yeah. So I think that's probably what might be going on, is that they're going to work it to where the Wyatts come back. Maybe Alexa goes heel again, and the Wyatts go heel. And, Uncle Howdy's gone for a little while, because before she left on her maternity leave, Alexa was already in that with Uncle Howdy. He was always coming out, antagonizing her and asking her, does she feel in control? So this could play so many different ways, but I do get the fans' reactions. You know what I mean? You were given something that was like pretty damn awesome, and then it was all of a sudden just wiped away. That's how a lot of people feel what happened to the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, I mean, like, their debut and whatnot was interesting, and a lot of people were going crazy over it. But like, really, the storytelling and the and the production on it after a couple of feuds kind of just died out. And I don't blame the characters. I just think that
Bad booking.
it was bad booking, and they just, I don't know if they just didn't know who to match them up with. Maybe, I mean, I thought
The
Karrion
Final
Kross.
Testament.
Yeah, I thought that one was a good one. To be honest, I thought that was probably the better. And then they were messing around with the Miz a little bit, also, right?
Yeah, they're tormenting the Miz.
Tormenting the Miz, but it's just like, okay, like it had a different feel, because like even the original Wyatts, there wasn't. I didn't feel that with the original Wyatts, if you know what I mean. Like it was a little bit different. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan were monsters, man. They're crazy. Braun Strowman also, and Wyatt was a mouthpiece, man. And the only one that can really replace that mouthpiece is, in my opinion, is Alexa Bliss, right?
Yeah.
And it's just interesting how when you heard Bray Wyatt speak, you paid attention. I don't care what the hell he was saying.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. He could just be speaking gibberish. You just really paid attention to what he was saying, and it made like feuds and matches more important. Going forward from there, right? He didn't attack you physically. He played mind games with you, right?
Yeah.
And with the Wyatt 6, it's kind of the opposite, where yes, you're getting a lot of a little bit of mind games here and there, but it's like you saw a little more physicality to them, right? But it's like, I don't know, it had a different feel. I could see them making Alexa Bliss the leader in some way, or taking over, I guess, because I mean, she obviously played a big role with Bray Wyatt, and like that was some good shit, man. Like that was really, really good shit. And she's still kind of, like you said, sporting the the dark outfits, bringing the doll back and everything like that.
Yep, her playground.
Paying homage, but again, just the flickering and all that stuff. I can tell you, it's gonna happen post Mania. I do know that they pulled Alexa Bliss off of a couple of shows recently. I don't know exactly if there's something going on with her. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully, there's no injury or anything like that going on with her. But I mean, she fucking did great at the female elimination chamber. I was fucking impressed, right? Amazing at the Rumble. I think she had one or two qualifying matches to get in the elimination chamber, and all enjoyable, right? I think she can still talk on the mic. Obviously, that's not an issue, right? It's just putting her in the right place at the right time with the right people. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited to see what they do with her.
Yeah,
and hopefully.
It'll be a good thing if they do pair her with the Wyatt 6. I mean, there's just so much things that can spawn from that with her being there. Even if Uncle Howdy doesn't go away, there's still a lot that can be gained with bringing Alexa into it. I think one of the big turnoffs for me with the Wyatt 6, and more focus on Uncle Howdy's character than the rest of the guys, because the rest of them, honestly, I think they're doing okay. I think they're doing good. I feel like that they just need to be booked better. But Uncle Howdy, the reason that I get like switched off when it comes to him, and this has to do with his first appearance before the Wyatt 6, when he was playing with his brother in that whole scenario with LA Knight. Every time you heard Uncle Howdy speak, I know it was Bray's voice. I know they altered it sort of, but you had that down southern voice. Uncle Howdy always talking. When you have Uncle Howdy in person on the microphone, it's Taylor's voice, and it's high pitched, and it's laugh.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, where's that down south gritty old man, creepy voice? That's what killed it for the Uncle Howdy character. And then I don't know why to switch off to like fake rubber dreads compared to the first set of dreads attached to his mask that he was using. These kind of light blue rubbery looking ones just look ridiculous. Like, why switch? I don't know.
Yeah, and then like also, I guess just another thing that kind of killed it for me also was like there was really no character development on the other characters, right? Obviously, we know who Eric Rowan is, right? But like even with the original Wyatt 6, like we didn't really get a lot, or I'm sorry, the original Wyatt, that we didn't really get a lot of character development out of him. It was mostly like guys like Braun Strowman and even Luke Harper, right? AKA Brody Lee. That they got a little more character development and they got a little more singles time. But like these other characters, I have no clue who the fuck one of those guys is. I know they brought him in from NXT.
Joe Gacy.
Yeah, Joe Gacy. Who the fuck is that? Like, give me some backstory.
Yeah.
Like we know.
That's the missing. That's the missing formula to all of it. Is like they never really played on why Uncle Howdy chose these people specifically for his new family.
Why are they there? Who are they? Like, I mean, we know they're fucking bunnies and pigs and like birds and shit like that. But
why is Dexter Loomis Mercy the Buzzard?
Why is Dexter Loomis there? Why was he chosen? Why was what's her face there? Also,
Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. Like, I mean, we already knew she was kind of a psycho. Like, her original character, she was kind of like not there. So I mean,
who is her character based off of? That's the other thing. Who is her character based off of?
I mean, they say it's Sister Abigail. I don't know.
They say Sister Abigail or Abigail the Witch or everything like that. But correct me if I'm wrong. But wasn't Abigail the Witch in the Firefly Funhouse in black? Why is she in white?
Right.
Why the porcelain face? And then when you have Alexa Bliss added into the mix, then where does it go?
Because there is a history with Alexa and Nikki Cross also. I mean, they were tag team champions at one point. So, we got a question here, non-wrestling related. Tito can answer this for me probably.
My mom bought an iPhone 16 for me from Boost Mobile. Is Boost Mobile any good at all? Depends on where you are, and that's a blanket term for any carrier. I will never say that one carrier is dominant, because it just depends on the place you live at, the towers they have built out. Now, if you're on the black SIM card, AT&T connected, and AT&T is good in your town, for the most part, it's going to work. If you're on Rainbow SIM, it's like a 50-50. If you're on the T-Mobile SIM, again, if T-Mobile is good in your town, it'll work. But I'll say the only problem with Boost Mobile that I see people having is with customer service. So as long as you don't have to deal with customer service, you should be fine. But customer service is headaches. Be warned.
Yep. Well, hopefully the iPhone 16 works out for shit. I would love an iPhone 16, but we might wait on that a little bit.
Apple's being sued on that. You know that?
Oh, really? What's going on with that?
So a lot of people that bought the iPhone 16 models for Apple Intelligence are getting together on a class action lawsuit to sue, because all the benefits and features of Apple Intelligence is not actually coming out for another couple of years.
Oh shit! So they were promised something they're not getting.
Yes, and a lot of them, traded in their iPhone 15 for the 16, and without Apple Intelligence, the 16 and the 15 is so close. There was no reason to upgrade.
Yeah.
So yeah,
they should have just come out with like an iPhone 15, what do you call it? S.
Bring back the S models.
Bring back the S models, right? Because it's like, why not? Like, I mean, I like the new design. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, okay, if it's gonna be like literally the same fucking phone, just a different shell, like, there's no point in like upgrading. That's why I was like not too like keen on getting them. I mean, that's why I still have my fucking iPhone 13 Pro, dude. Like here it is, man. iPhone 13 Pro. Battery on it sucks, and I have to constantly charge it, but it's like, it still works really good. So it's like,
yeah, I'm upgrading to the Pixel 9a. I wasn't going to, because really, I mean, from the freaking the 8a, you don't really need to upgrade to the Pixel 9a unless you're interested in the AI features it has, which I am. So that's why I'm upgrading to it. And then of course my wife's interested in it, so she's like, she's gonna wait 2 months for me to use my 9a, and if I give her the thumbs up, then she's getting the peony color. And she just upgraded to the 8A. She has the bay blue one.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, you just upgraded and you're going to upgrade again. But I get it, like, she likes the pink colored phone.
So, gotcha. Well, hey, I mean, it's a girl thing. We already know.
I'm interested in it. I said it today in the video because I've seen photos of the 9A, the iris color, and it looks very similar to this. The purplish 3A. I was like, oh my god, that's like a throwback to the original A series device, because it kind of looks like a light purple, kind of a light blue, depending on which light you have it in. I'm not angry with the design change. I don't care about the camera bar or whatever, as long as the phone functions and works good. But damn it, they delayed it until April.
Damn, that's like 100 years in tech time right there.
It is. But I could appreciate it though. They found hardware issues on some of the devices, so they're not going to put it out until they know that it's functional.
Show for show. Well, let's steer it back to WWE really quick, guys. Thanks for the question, Mr. Womp Womp. So again, let's put aside the White Six. We'll see what happens with them.
Yeah, whenever they come back.
Yeah, another thing I want to kind of get into discussion is, I guess, momentum for some wrestlers. So obviously, there's a lot of people that have good heel heat in the business right now, right?
Naomi
is one of them, but also we got Dominic Mysterio, that's another, right? And then another group that we saw recently that, you know, turned over and everybody hates now is the Boo Day. Right? So that's one thing I did want to talk about, right? Because I thought, like, man, dude, like they could, like, why haven't the fuck they put the tag team championships back on them yet, right? Like they were getting such good heat, right? Like not to discredit like the Viking Raiders or the War Raiders. I think they renamed them back to the War Raiders.
I think they might move brands, honestly.
But it's like they're Raw. I think they're the Raw Tag Team Champions right now, and it's just like not working. Like no one gives a shit about them, right?
Put the Boo Day on SmackDown and take it from the Street Profits.
Nah, I don't see that happening. At least not yet. But anyways,
that's where they're going with it.
I hope they don't. I hope they stay on Raw, dude. I hope they get. But the thing is, like, okay, dude, like they could have did so much shit with them already, man. They had such good heel heat going. Like everyone, like they already stopped the backstage segments where people were just like, "Oh, I'm disappointed in you," or, you know, whatever. You know, I mean, that little feud with Rey Mysterio was like, okay, whatever. But it's like, okay, man, like these guys had such fucking good heat. Like they could have gone into WrestleMania as like the most booed tag team of all time.
That would have been cool.
And it would have been so badass hearing like Vegas fucking like boo the shit out of them, you know, as the super heel tag team, right? Like I would have fucking loved it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's what we need.
It is good. And I mean, yeah, it kind of died down, but I don't see their run as heels dead. It wouldn't surprise me if they do something at WrestleMania to Big E. It wouldn't surprise me to get the heel back on, so that way after WrestleMania, they have all the summer to like really blow up. And I'm hoping that's what they're doing with them, and that they're not letting this thing die down with the Boo Day, because it's just, to me, I like the turn. I like Kofi and the way that he's pushing himself now. I like Xavier and the way that, you know, he's carrying himself. And it's not like the old Judgment Day when they were a heel. It's not about goofiness, playing the damn fucking trombone and all kinds of shit. They're really legitimate, in the dark side heels. I mean, you got Kofi, who, to signify his heel turn, you know, he just keeps a little tuft going on down here. He shaved his mustache off. They dress differently now, more outlandish, more flamboyant.
The dark unicorn, the dark pony.
They're doing, and it was such a great touch too, because they brought their families involved, right? Kofi's family disappointed in what he did to Big E. Xavier's family disappointed in what he did, and it was like they could rekindle this, but they have to do it at WrestleMania. The target has to be Big E in order to get the attention back on them.
Yeah,
and I hope that's what happens.
Well, my only thing is we're 4 weeks away. Like they got to set something up for them for something like that to happen, though, and nothing has been happening. So I mean, I'm hopefully something does. Hopefully we get something. I mean, I have a feeling that this year's WrestleMania, like even though like now obviously it's spaced over 2 nights, we're only gonna get like 3-hour shows each night. So like, you know, obviously the PLEs and not just the PLEs, but even Monday Night Raw is only, you know, 2.5-hour show now, right? So it's like we're only gonna get short shows. We don't get pre-shows anymore, right? They just do kickoff parties where, you know, they're just talking about the feuds and this and that. Okay. But it's like, man, like, you know, you have so much roster talent that it should be and could be utilized. But, you know, now the fact that, you know, that they want more commercial endorsements and whatnot, that's more important to them, making money, right? But it's like, man, dude, it's not doing anything for their talent. You know, we don't see a lot of people that are getting paid. They're getting paychecks. You know, it's kind of like AEW in a way where like a lot of people are just sitting out just to be there.
Yeah, that's the vibes that I'm getting. Because like, you know, like what you said earlier, one of the things that I'm hoping to see, and on the To the contrary of those wrestling fans out there, that's like Dominic needs a face turn. No, he doesn't. Finn needs the face turn. Dominic needs to take control over the Judgment Day. I said it.
Yeah.
I want him to stay a heel. I want him to still commemorate Eddie Guerrero. I want Liv to continue to do the Three Amigos and the Eddie Shake. Keep it going. Let Finn go face. Let him feud with Dominic. I think that would be the catapult to launch Dominic into an even higher plateau than what he's at right now, and kind of like really kill off a lot of the "is this kid for real?" and now push him out of the kid status and into, you know, an active, take me serious wrestler status, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, like we saw with, you know, when he was with Rhea, that you know, she was backing him up on a lot of matches and stuff like that. And, you know, she was getting a lot of W's, and we really haven't been seeing the same with him and Liv. We've been seeing him back up Liv, obviously. You know, he shows up to her matches, but it's not really, you know, corresponding to what's been happening. So he's just been kind of like a role player. Oh, I'm getting, you know, this person to come in. You know, we need another person. We need another person. I mean, they're trolling something that's going to happen, right? Something that like you said, might happen.
It could be because I don't know if you heard rumors. I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's actually legit that Rey Fenix signed to WWE.
Oh, he's already signed. I don't know if you watched SmackDown, but the vignette, they showed a vignette and literally the mask of the wrestler, like they showed something, but like from behind, and you know it's Phoenix.
Yeah,
man.
If you know Rey Fenix, and you know.
Yeah, you already know, man.
But see, here's the crazy thing.
Phoenix,
remember, on Raw, Dominic was talking about wanting to bringing Penta in, right?
Yeah, and they said no.
Like, you know, the guy who declared he wants the Intercontinental title. What if it's Rey Fenix?
Yeah. It could be. I mean, I could possibly see now a separation between the two, right? Finally, right? Giving them, I mean, good single stuff, I guess. I mean, even though they got a little bit of that in AEW, and you know, both often on their careers they've been, you know, together and separate at the same time, right? If you guys follow Lucha Underground, whatnot. But anyways, I think it'll be interesting if they do bring him in, and you know, Balor gets kicked out, and I don't know if Dom becomes the leader of the new Judgment Day. I would love for Carlito to step up, honestly.
That would be funny if Carlito does it.
Because he's just, God. I mean, imagine if Carlito like is pulling all these fucking strings in the background, and then it's like you don't even think.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even in your head, like, hey, that it's Carlito that's doing all this secretly, right? That he's the one telling Dom to do all this, right?
No jinx.
You know, in the background,
WWE,
right?
this is what with Carlito, don't change it because he said it, okay?
Because man, dude, Carlito was such a badass character back then, dude. Like, and he was such a good, like, he could talk on the mic if you let him talk on the mic, right? It's not like, you know, he's just like, you know, a beefed up, you know, older wrestler now. Like, I'm sure he can still go, obviously.
Oh yeah, he can
go. But the fact is, like, okay, dude, like, this guy's a fucking veteran. Like, he's been, I mean, obviously he left, you know, for a period of time, right? But that doesn't mean he stopped wrestling. But, like, he's like that from the Cena area, right? The ruthless aggression era, early 2000s era, where, you know, he came in, he made a lot of impact, and then he kind of just left, and, you know, he never came back. He had a couple of stints here and there, you know, but they just never really did anything. And I'm just like, man, dude, he's been back for like 2 years already, right? He's been back for a couple of years already. He hasn't done shit. He's just been kind of like, oh, the guy that's in the background, you know. He had his feud with, you know, the LWO, which obviously, you know, that happened.
That even wasn't much of a feud, though. That didn't really even last long.
It didn't last long at all, right? You know. But I'm like, they could do something more, right? Like, I want to fucking see like an evil Carlito or something to that extent, right?
I will DM you if that becomes true. That would be so cool, dude. I would fully fucking nerd out if Carlito reveals himself the mastermind, pulling the strings, and that's why he's in Dominic's ear. We thinking that he's just like trying to like help with the plan, but he's actually the quarterback making the plays.
I mean,
like,
I mean, Dominic did bring in Carlito, right? But it's like, okay, you know, who else did he bring in? I mean, was it Balor that brought in McDonough? I
think it was Dominic that brought in McDonough. Like Dominic does for him.
I don't fucking remember. So if you think about it, like he's been doing a lot of work for Judgment Day, even though like,
and he's been quarterbacking things. He got Finn the Intercontinental title match.
Yep, he's been doing a lot of stuff to help out his buddies. So, we'll see. I don't know. There's got to be some sort of story or backstory to that, but I mean, we'll see what happens.
Finn's getting kicked out. Finn is gonna understand what
happens,
Rhea and freaking what's his name?
Damian Priest.
Damian
Yeah.
went through. Like they always say, what goes around comes around, right?
Yep.
Finn hasn't produced any for the Judgment Day. This is why I feel like he's out the door already. He has not won a world title. He has not brought any gold to the team. He has not brought any opportunities to the team. Dom's been doing all that.
Yep, Dom's been doing it all, man.
And Dom's wanting to bring in another person, and Finn's getting upset. And we already know Finn's not really upset in bringing in another person. He's just upset that Dom is making decisions for the clubhouse, for them.
Yeah.
Finn always talked about there's no leader in this group, but he already amassed himself as a leader until he kind of lost that position when Rhea and Damian were taking the spotlight.
Yep.
And then they were kicked out.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Judgment Day, whether it happens, before or after WrestleMania. So I'm inclined to see what happens, and I really want to see a push for Dom though. What's up?
Question for you. Isn't one of the WrestleMania matches supposed to be AJ and Logan?
Yes, although they haven't really been promoting it very well. I think they've teased it a little bit, but yeah, I think that's what's probably going to happen at Mania for AJ Styles.
Yeah. As my brother had an interesting take about WrestleMania, and I want to get your thought on this.
Yeah.
So there's been this rumor flying around, right, that Jon Moxley might possibly actually sign back with WWE. Have you heard that rumor flying around?
I mean, unless he loses the title before All In, which I'm pretty positive he's going to hold the title until All In. Whoever he fights against is going to happen, but I doubt that actually happens. And honestly,
they are expecting at some point. My brother expects at some point in the Roman Seth storyline.
Yeah,
that he thinks that John will re-sign with WWE and that John he'll side with Seth against Roman.
Possibility. I could see it happening, right? To my knowledge, I think Roman actually got along more with Dean than he did with Seth in real life, not just in WWE, but I'm talking about like in real life that they were actually like buddies. I don't know if they talk personally, but if it happens, I don't see it happening during Mania season. It'll probably happen like maybe during SummerSlam season. If anything, that's if Moxley loses and he's not under contract with AEW anymore. I think I don't know what the circumstances are going on with that, but even then his wife is still signed with AEW also, as well. So that's a possibility. I don't see it happening this year, honestly. Maybe next year or whenever their contracts go up, I could see it happening, but that's really long time from now, man. Like long-term booking, man.
I always like when people make the distinction like Moxley is going to go back to WWE. I always feel like that it's not a possibility, only because I feel like there are certain wrestlers that WWE will not allow to re-sign after they vacated. I always feel like he's on that list along with Jericho and Mercedes, and Daniel Bryan. The way that they exited WWE, I feel like that there was a little hostility between WWE and them, and therefore they're like on a blacklist to not be re-signed. So I don't know.
I personally, who knows, right? I mean, health freezes over a lot, right?
CM Punk came back.
We thought that about CM Punk. We thought that about Bret Hart, right? So never say never, right? I could see that as a possibility for maybe Mercedes, but even then, she's been kind of outspoken saying that probably she'll finish her career in WWE, if anything, right? When the time comes, right? She'll eventually want to go back. If the money's there, obviously, like she says, money talks, right? But anyways, Moxley and Bryan Danielson and Daniel Bryan. Speaking of, let me show you this shit really quick. Hold on, I'm going to show you something really quick.
Go for it. I don't know. I think it'll be a long time away before they come back. That's how I feel. I feel like they're like in the same boat with CM Punk.
Shit, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Hold on, let me turn the mic back on really quick. Or I might have to turn off my virtual background. 1 second. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you see it a little bit or no?
It's still blocked by the background.
I'm gonna have to turn off my virtual background. So I don't know if you frequent Ross at all. I'm gonna have to turn off the background real quick. Hold on, video, virtual background. Turn it off really quick. Okay, there it is.
Oh wow.
Bryan Danielson figure. I got it at Ross for fucking $4, man.
Oh man, that's a good one.
These are $20 figures. So if you ever hit up your Ross, man, check them out. They had other ones. They had like Lionheart Jericho. I passed on it though because the box was a little messed up. And they had like Sammy Guevara, and they had Hangman Adam Page, but I don't fucking give a shit about Adam Page.
Adam Page, I don't know.
Yeah, so I how do you say I left it like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and turn back to the virtual background. But I got that for $4. So
that's a nice grab, man. That's a nice grab. Like Bryan Danielson, he's one of the ones that I feel like is in that same area that Punk was in, right? Like there was bad heat between WWE and Punk, right? Punk obviously made that clear throughout his time being away from WWE, and yet even he was, brought back in. They know, like Triple H. This is why I like the era that we're in right now with Triple H at the helm. Nothing is personal. There's not a person that, whether we know for a fact that Paul Levesque had heat with backstage, whether or not that happened or not. When he's always said with the authority what's good for business, and that, honestly, that's his real in life game. What's good for business. I may not have liked you back then when I was actively wrestling, and I thought you were a piece of shit to the locker room, but hey, you draw a crowd. Let's make something happen. Let's talk numbers. He's really about that, and I have massive respect for him on that. So I feel like that.
I could see it happening. Moxley and Daniel Bryan only, and this is my opinion, right? But I know Vince was big on Daniel Bryan or whatever. They had a very good relationship. Even when Bryan Danielson moved over to AEW and he let his contract expire. He just didn't renew it. It's not like they fired him or anything like that. Same thing with John Moxley, Dean Ambrose. He let his contract expire. He was having differences of opinion on his character, and he was just like, I'm just gonna go do my own thing. Like if they don't want to let me have some sort of like creative control over my character, then we'll do this. Obviously, in every fucking match, him and Bryan Danielson, they bleed a lot. But I don't know if that's a reason for them to want to go back to WWE. But I think even on one interview that Moxley did a couple years back with Renee, he was basically saying that he was not under contract with AEW and he could have left at any time when he was champion. I think he was not under contract with them, so he could have left and he could have showed up to WWE with the AEW title if he wanted. You know what I mean? But as far as I know, like I don't think that there's any bad blood with him and the regime over there. To my knowledge, same thing with Bryan. The only one I would think is Monet because she fucking threw a hissy fit and she quit when she was a champion. But look at Naomi, she's back, so it was the same thing, right?
And she's a heel. We get to see her heel persona
finally, right? I think that
we saw it in TNA.
Yeah, the best thing that they can do with Naomi is they need to put her in a faction, man. They need to put her up with those two girls from NXT, man. I forget what their names are, but they're like a tag team right now. They need to call them up after Mania. Yeah, she needs to, be that bad bitch that we know Naomi can be, man.
Call them up at Mania. Be the reason why Jay Cargill.
Yeah, that could happen also, man. So we'll see what happens, but we'll see, brother. But anyways, man, it's about getting time for lunch for me, man. Is there any last thing you want to mention or talk about that maybe we missed on today's episode of the DLP?
Not really much of what we missed, but just going back to the title topic, and I'm just going to close it up by saying this. So there's still more time for the heel Cena to develop. Yeah. I don't think we're getting
new music.
It's a failure. I don't think we're getting new music.
You already said we're not getting new music. So.
I don't think people don't believe
my time is now.
they think he is going to bring new music. Some people think he's going to shave his head bald.
He should go back to the Word Life, the Thug
Word of Life would have probably been a good way to just kind of top that off that he's a heel.
I mean, kill the rap gimmick. I don't care about that, but that would have been like something to fall back on.
There's still more time for his development. Now, I will agree the Cena heel turn's a failure after WrestleMania when I see what have they done all the way up to Mania.
Yeah.
If I don't feel it anymore, like it feels like one of those Haley's Comet flew by, and then yeah, it's a failure. But right now, I'm loving Cena and what he's doing. We just have to wait till he talks to us here in the U.S. And I am gonna try to go up that weekend to Vegas. See if I run into anybody out there on the strip.
So you're gonna try to be in Vegas during WrestleMania weekend, is what you're saying? Damn.
Yeah,
I could. With your brother or what?
Yeah. I want to go with my brother and my nephew. So
damn.
I didn't get tickets to go to Mania, but I figured, you know what? I might just live stream and walk the strip and see who I find out there. And then I'm not just gonna get in their face, but I'll probably see if they're willing to come up and talk.
Yeah.
And then I think that would be cool.
That'd be interesting.
If I do that stream, it's going to be on DLP because I have access to it.
Or just post any little clips, any like real type clips you want to post.
I'll send you clips, but like I have access to DLP.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Just post it up. I was like, just upload them and fucking do whatever we want to do. That's cool, man. I mean, hey, cool. I'm excited if you go, man. Well, we'll see what happens with Cena, man. Again, right now, I'm disappointed that doesn't mean that Mil Hustles or Gil Heyman, final boss, semi-final boss, or Tito over here is feeling the same way. That's just how I feel right now. I'm hoping we see a more.
I have a reason why all of it is so like lame to you right now.
Why?
Because it's John Cena, and you can't see his heel.
maybe we're just not seeing it, but I do want to see a more ruthless, aggressive John
Admit
Cena.
That was a cringe joke, man. Admit that was a cringe joke.
That was super cringe. That's why I didn't respond.
That was cringe as hell. But no, you know what? We'll have to see. And
we'll see. We'll see.
Knows?
I'm excited, but yeah, man. I guess keep me updated on that Vegas trip. I mean, hell, dude, I had fun for Saturday night's main event, man. They're coming back to San Antonio in July, I believe, but I think I'm gonna have family in town during that period, so I might not be able to go see that SmackDown show. Which
Take that segment where you talked about Cena being a failure in his heel role. Clip it. No, seriously, clip it.
Yeah.
Tag him on X.
Oh, God.
Maybe that's what he needs to see. Like, hey, I'm not doing it right, and hey. He's all about being the workhorse and working hard, right? If a fan is saying they're disappointed, Cena, you got to step your fucking game up.
Yeah. Well, I'm disappointed that his heel heat is not good enough for me right now. Even though Spain or wherever city they were in, they gave it to him. So I'll give him that. The fans over there gave it to him.
If you don't clip it in 24 hours, I'm going to clip it. And I'm going to tag his ass on X and be like, dude, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, tag me and tag the DLP Twitter page. Do it. I'm down.
There we go. Challenge accepted.
All right, guys. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sure I'll see you pop up on your channel maybe one more time later on today. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a bunch of shorts. It's always like now my schedule is always a video a day, 3 shorts a day. So
damn, crazy. All right, we'll stay on it, man. We'll see what's up. But all right, good stream, guys. Again, thank you all for tuning in this week on episode 5. Whenever we can get Gil Heyman in here, we'll try to do
back.
Yeah, we'll try to do a prediction show pre-Mania once we get more matches lined up so that we can see a fuller card. And then we'll get that going. That'll probably be the next show that we have on the podcast here. So, and again, anything Tito wants to post, he's, you're up in the air. Go for it, man.
All right. Well, everyone take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you.